Hi there, my name is Taro Iwamoto. I am a Feldenkrais practitioner, and I am guiding you through a Feldenkrais awareness through movement lesson today. And before we begin a lesson, and please have a firm pillow or a stack of small towels nearby for your head support as you might need it. I have 3 tips so you can get more positive experience from each lesson. And tip number 1, move very slowly. And tip number 2, move within your own comfort range and don't push and don't strain. And lastly, tip number 3, be curious and have fun. So with that, let's begin a lesson. Go ahead and lie on your back. And then if you're more comfortable with the knees bent, and feel free to bend your knees and whichever you prefer to do with the legs straight, or you can change positions during the lesson too. That's fine. Okay, just to make it comfortable for you. So close your eyes and slowly shift your attention to your own breathing. And begin to become aware of parts of yourself and participating in your breathing. And when you're breathing, and what parts of yourself are participating in the movement. And notice the depth and the rate of your breathing. And try to breathe as normal as you can. Try not to take a deep breath. Just normal breathing and normal pace. And observe quality of your breathing. How deep is your breath? And notice the quality of the breathing. And at the end, I'm going to direct the attention to notice your breathing and changes. So just remember the quality of the breathing, how you're breathing right now. And that is going to change as you're shifting your attention to notice your own breathing in different parts as you breathe. So as you breathe in and breathe out, and what parts of your bodies, and clearly can you sense the moving? That will make it easy for you so that you can become a little more aware. And can you feel the movement of your belly? And when you inhale, and can you feel your belly moving? You can put your hands on your stomach, on your belly, so you can feel, you can actually sense the movement of your belly with your hands. Okay, can you feel any movements? When you inhale, is your belly moving towards the ceiling? Or is it sinking? Just observe. You don't have to force your belly to move. And this is a simple question. You're directing your attention. You're noticing, observing, and how you're breathing. And now notice your chest. When you breathe in and breathe out, and can you observe any movement in your chest, front? You can put your hands on your chest. Feel the movement. Is it rising as you breathe in? Or is it sinking? Or is nothing happening? and between your belly and in your chest. Which one is participating in your breathing more? And everybody breathes in it differently. And there are many, many different ways to breathe, right? But did you know that? Did you know how you're breathing habitually? And by asking the questions, by attending to your own body and the movements and your breathing, and then you now become aware of how you breathe and how you use yourself in the breathing. So do you use your belly more to breathe, or do you use your chest to breathe more? And this is not a question of which way is correct and which way is better. It is just a question of how you breathe. And how do you breathe? What's your normal way of breathing? What's your habitual way of breathing? And now put your hands on your belly. And once again, I'll remind you, if you get uncomfortable, bend your legs, okay, anytime. Or you can have your legs bent the whole time, if that's more comfortable for you. Okay, so keep your hands on your belly, and with your attention, and can you direct your breath as you breathe in into the belly, so the belly moves, expands, so you can feel the belly kind of pushing into your hands. And then as you breathe out, and can you feel the belly is sinking down towards the floor. You don't have to do so much that you're really making an effort to do that. You don't have to take a deep breath, just using your normal breathing, but direct your breath into the belly a little bit more so that you can feel a little more clearly the movement of the breath in your belly. So you can observe that with your hands. Just enough that it becomes very clear to you that the belly is actually moving and expanding when you breathe in and when you breathe out. It becomes a little bit smaller, it sinks. It's like a balloon. Imagine that there is a balloon inside your belly and you're filling up a balloon with the breath, and then it expands. And then when you breathe out the air, and the balloon deflates and it becomes smaller. It shrinks. So when your belly expands and moves towards the ceiling, and notice what you do with your spine. Do you arch your spine, or can you allow the spine to be just resting down on the floor so that you're not making an effort in your back to expand your belly? And here's an interesting question. Right side of the belly and left side of the belly. And observe any difference as you breathe in and how the two sides expand. And you may notice that there's a difference between the right side and the left side. Okay, we all have the habitual side and we have a preference. And you may be surprised to find that you use one side more than the other side, which you probably never know. Never knew before, but pay attention. So if you notice that one side expands more, okay, it may be possible that you use your attention to direct that breath, and so that it more evenly distributes in the belly, so the two sides of the belly expands about the same. But if it doesn't happen, don't get so stressed. Just observe in how you breathe, and just it is how you shift your attention and how you use your attention to change your movement. In this case, breathing. And pause. And this time, take your hands and put it on your chest. You can use one hand or the two hands, doesn't matter. And observe the movement of your chest when you inhale and then exhale. And use an attention, and this time, can you allow your chest to expand? And so that it rises and it moves up towards the ceiling as you inhale. For some people, and this is an habitual way to do that, and so that is easy. And for if you're not used to breathing in this way, not a habitual way of breathing, then you'll find that this movement is extremely difficult. But that doesn't mean that it's not possible. It's quite possible that you can learn this way. Again, it's not about making an effort to make it possible. It is actually quite the opposite. You have to let go of an effort, reduce an effort to make other options and new options possible. So don't work too hard. Work less, and then this new option will probably become a little easier for you. And put your right hand on your belly and keep your left hand on your chest. And this may be a little tricky for you, but we'll try it. And try, or I should say, is it possible to move the belly down and then allow the chest to expand? Allow your belly to sink. At the same time, allow your chest to expand as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, it reverses. Your chest sinks, and then your belly returns. And breathe in. And breathe out. It's almost as if there is a balloon inside of yourself, and you push one end here, and then all the air is going to get pushed out into the opposite side. And then as a result of sinking your belly, and then the chest gets a little bit bigger. Or just imagine. And using your hands to guide that movement. Breathe in, allow your belly to sink and allow your chest to expand. And then let it return. And if it is too hard, and don't push it. Okay, and leave it. Now rest on your back. And once again, and notice your breathing and quality of your breathing. Your normal breathing, and how does your breath go into yourself? And how do you move? And how do your body parts move and participate in breathing now? Notice more participation of yourself in your breathing. Anything has changed. Okay, so that's it. Now that you have a little bit more heightened awareness of breathing and breath, and try to bring this new quality of breathing and an awareness to your everyday life, especially when you're busy and in stress, so that you can change the way that you feel. Thank you for watching and participating. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and discovered something interesting and then helpful that you can apply to your everyday life. You can find more videos on my YouTube channel, and if you have any questions, you can contact me through my website. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.